Hi, this is Feldman. I'm coming to you today to talk to you about what's on everybody's mind. I told everybody a few days ago that I had a plan to try and hopefully bring to light what is happening in the world of entertainment as far as perverts and pedophiles and all of the topics of what we've been discussing. Ever since I even discussed the fact that I had this plan, my life has turned into utter chaos. You can probably tell by the sound of my voice. It's pretty ripped up because of the devastation of what I've been through the past few days. I've experienced things like never before. I mean, I've been silenced my whole life, but just over the past few days since I made that announcement, I had a near-death experience last night where I felt like I was almost going to be killed. Two trucks came speeding at me at the same time on a crosswalk. Members decided to quit because they're afraid for their lives. I don't know what got into their heads. I don't know what they're afraid of all of a sudden, but they just left. And I'm very alone, but I need to protect myself, and I need to protect my family. I need additional security, and I need a legal team to help represent me so that I can fulfill this mission. What I'm proposing is a plan that I believe can literally change the entertainment system as we know it, and I believe that I can also bring down, potentially, a pedophile ring that I've been aware of since I was a child. Right off the bat, I can name 6 names, one of them who is still very powerful today. It connects pedophilia to one of the major studios. I am very afraid to do this. It's not easy. I've been living in fear and been living with this my entire life. As most victims have, I've been made to feel awkward, misunderstood, and I've been degraded at great levels. Rumors have been told, stories have been made up about me, and I've been insulted and degraded in ways that were unimaginable to me, all because they fear what I know as the truth. And I'm not alone. I know that there's thousands others that have experienced what I've experienced in the entertainment industry. I also know that there's peers of mine who know exactly what I'm talking about and know all the details, but have been afraid to come forward with their own truths. I am using this to draw a line in the sand, to say to the Hollywood community, we are better than this. I know that we can stand together as one. We can be united, and we can create an affront those good people out there, there's plenty of them that I've become friends with over the years. They can help me right now. You guys can take my side and we can stand together. But additionally, not just the entertainment industry, the entire world, the entire planet can come together over this issue. Because our children are the most sacred things we have. Who could even dream of robbing an innocent child of their life experience? It's not fair and it must end. So I'm begging you to join me and let our voices be heard. I've lived in shame and fear my entire life, and so have millions of others. And now we have the ability to let our voices be heard and break the dam of silence. I propose to do this by making a film that will be the most honest and true depiction of child abuse ever portrayed. By telling my own story in a very real way, in a very honest way, with no editing, no censorship, no studio behind it. I will make the film, I'll direct the film, I'll produce the film, and I will self-distribute it to guarantee that it gets a theatrical release with your donations. I need to protect my family until the project is released. And once it's done, I believe that we can revolutionize the film industry in a way that we can root out the evil and make it safe for our kids again. So please join me in this fight. I know that together we can stand strong. The time is now. I've had people on Twitter begging me to do this, and I need to tell you that with 30,000 new followers just in the last week, I know this is what everybody wants to know. Everybody wants the answer. Who did this? Who's responsible? They all want the answer. And all these people taunt me and tease me and bully me on social media on a daily basis. Every day when I go on Twitter, I have to be confronted with this topic that I do not want to have to think about again. But every day when I'm trying to live my life and do other things and go on with my tour that I've worked so hard for, I had to lose all of that for this. And I believe that I can with this idea. So please join me and help me in making our voices be heard and making a change that can revolutionize the film industry, save millions of children's lives, and let the truth be told so that the people who have done this damage can come to their consequences they deserve. Justice will be served under God's name. Because this is about good and evil. At the end of the day, there is nothing more evil than people who want to take advantage of innocent children. Let's protect them together. God bless you.
Feldman, who 2 weeks ago made the shocking claim that he was stabbed while in his car at an LA intersection. Now, for the first time since that alleged incident, Corey is opening up about what happened. It's an interview you'll see only here on Access.
I locked the door, he pulls on the door, and he couldn't get in. It was locked, but then somehow when he pulls and lunges again, he opens it with ease. The door just opened. I don't know how that happened. I don't know if he had like some kind of magnetic device or what. But he got the door open, lunged in one time, stabbed me like that, and pulled back out, and that was it.
And did you see what you say he stabbed you with?
I couldn't see it because it was dark. It was nighttime.
Where did he
but
get you?
As I said, it was like right here.
Can you show me?
Well, it's faded now. You won't really see much.
Corey posted pictures of himself being examined at the hospital. He believes he may have been stuck with something, possibly a hypodermic needle. So you were worried and you were getting tested that maybe it could have been a poison or it could have been something.
Correct. Well, I'm still worried. I mean, there's a, 5% chance that it could be something else. We don't know. Just to even know that, God, there's a possibility there could be a poison in me and I could be dead in a few months. That's pretty jarring.
Do you feel like you're being targeted, or do you think in this case it could have been a road rage incident?
It could have gone either way. There has been targeted harassment. There has been targeted threats against me. And I've gotten blackmail threats. I've gotten these terrible videos these guys are making. This group of people has been taunting and terrorizing us on a daily basis. They call themselves the Wolf Pack.
In a post that has since been deleted, Corey took to social media to describe the group that he now thinks may have been behind the alleged stabbing.
They're making up lies about me. They're doing everything they can to drag my name through the mud and twist and turn the lies into anything people would be willing to believe. And they've been very successful at this campaign.
Do you have an idea who they are?
I know
You call
exactly.
them the Wolf Pack.
Well, I don't want to give that name any more attention.
And have you gone to the police to?
Yes.
And you've talked about this group?
And I'm going to be meeting with them again this week.
Does it have anything to do with the pedophile claims?
It is 100% connected. The threats that I've been getting, the assaults, the fake accusations, all these things that are happening where all of a sudden, why is everybody coming after Corey? This is why. It is 100% about the fact that I've been speaking up.
Corey, who claims he was molested as a young teen, is looking to fund both a documentary and a film about his life, and in the process expose an alleged Hollywood pedophile ring that he says he's known of since he was a child.
This is our world. We're in Hollywood. There's a lot of amazing people here, a lot of talented, beautiful artists and great people here. And there's a few sickos, and we got to root them out, and we got to get them out of here.
While
Well, hopefully it's all for the better cause, you know what I mean? We're doing something very positive and very important right now, and it's in the name of children. So I would like to think it's for the good. Let's hope it gets there.
And I'm going to say this in the most impolite way possible.
Okay.
That I think a lot of people agree with exactly what you're doing is for the good. And then a lot of people are like, well, he's unhinged, he's this, he's that. When you hear stuff like that, what do you think?
I think that it's, of course, what they would want to say if they're the detractors. People who are guilty can only make themselves look innocent by trying to make the people who are innocent and are the whistleblowers look insane or look discredited. Have to do. So it's pretty much the obvious choice. And when I started and embarked on this journey, I think I was pretty clear to say, in the coming months, there's going to be people who obviously are going to try to discredit me, are going to try and, make up false accusations, false claims. I just want to say it's pretty obvious and easy to see when every single thing they've thrown at me has immediately been proven wrong. Whenever they try to say I'm lying about something, it just happens to show up in the news the next day that I was telling the truth. So we've proven ourselves time and time again, and I'll keep doing so as long as I have to until the truth is out and these children have a chance at getting the justice.
Want out?
Well, the truth I want out is, first of all, we need to have, as a whole, a community that's uprising, that's standing together and saying, no more will we tolerate pedophilia within the Hollywood community. Period. No longer will we tolerate it. And if we hear that it's happening, we need to actually investigate it, uproot it, and get rid of it. That has to happen immediately. And it's not just in the Hollywood community, unfortunately. It's all over the world, in every aspect, every corner of the world. This is the world's biggest indemnity right now. This is the world's biggest pandemic almost, because it's such a big problem that it's like a disease and it's spread into every corner of the world. So I think that it is very, very important that we all pay attention, we all take it seriously. And on my personal journey, it's to finish telling my story, which is to reveal that my best friend, who was in fact raped on the set of a movie that he did when he was 12 years old, was raped and by whom he was raped by. And even though it's not my story to tell, I'm going to keep pushing the envelope until the parties involved reveal what they're supposed to reveal. So I believe that the person who's been calling me a liar, who's been most vocal about trying to oppose me, in fact will be the one to tell you in their own words exactly what happened.
And when do you think
Mark my words.
When do you think that'll happen?
I believe that'll happen within the next 6 months.
Okay.
So you're just in court, testified about why you think these things are happening to you. You testified that you had 2 attempts on your life. Can you tell us about that and why you think that's happening?
Well, I mean, the 2 attempts on my life have been very public. People know about this. The first one happened right after we shut down the tour almost a year ago, exactly, in October of last year, when we were in Houston, and my whole group was walking across the street, and 2 monster trucks came barreling at our entire group. They clearly could see us. They clearly had time to slow down, and instead of slowing down, they accelerated. And it was strictly an act of God that I survived it. By the way, 2 days after I announced that I was going to be coming forth with information about pedophilia in Hollywood. So it was sweet. The next day, we had a shakedown in Louisiana where my wife was arrested, and yet the press lied and said I was arrested. I was never arrested. And they said that I had drugs. I didn't have any drugs on me. So that was a bunch of lies that surrounded that. The day, the 2 trucks tried to run me over. And then, it was about 6 months after that the next attempt happened where 3 guys jumped out of a car and stabbed me.
Right, that was the one with the syringe, correct?
Correct. It was actually 2 guys that jumped out of the car. I do believe that the reason why these attacks are happening, and I believe why these threats are happening, and why the wolf pack was created, well, it was created in conjunction with, unfortunately, one of the people who's trying to keep me silenced. And the person who is working the hardest to keep me silenced, crazy enough, is the one person that should be taking my side, which is the victim's mother. So the victim's mother has literally organized a conspiracy of 30 or more people to taunt me, terrorize me, and harass me on almost a daily basis for the past year, including attacking my truth campaign, including attacking my integrity, calling me a liar, and then just going out and making bold-faced, scandalous lies about me, claiming that I do drugs, claiming that I drink, claiming that I squandered people's money, just crazy stuff. And most importantly, the biggest lie, which is saying that her son was never raped. Her son was raped. It's a fact. And we are going to prove not only that it happened, but that she had knowledge of it happening and has covered it up willfully. That will all be proven in the documentary.
So what do you think about these allegations that he was raped when he was age 13?
I know what's going on out there with what everybody is saying, and I can tell you as a mother that I haven't seen one change in character. I would have known if anything was wrong. My kid had nothing. He was like transparent. He never hid anything. He was Corey. It's out of character. That's number one. When my son was 13, he's not going to go and ask Charlie Sheen to go and sleep with him. I have to tell you that this guy is the guy that abused my son.
Oh, what happened with the temporary restraining order? Was there one issued? What's the status of it? Okay, very simple. Yep, Corey Scott Feldman applied for a temporary restraining order. I had to learn a lot about this. I didn't have to. I had a couple of attorneys go over what this actually is, and actually some police officers tell me what it's about. It's kind of a joke. The temporary restraining order is kind of a joke. I literally could have a bad meal and not like the waitress or the waiter and make up a story and get a temporary restraining order. Almost that simple. It is literally almost that simple. If you're proven to be a bullshitter, there are repercussions. Not going to go into what may end up happening because of the temporary restraining order that was issued and what I intend to do about it. Just know that if you go willy-nilly getting temporary restraining orders against people and they fight them and they get thrown out, you do run a legal risk of getting it shoved back up your ass. So you know. Which kind of happened to him, by the way. The restraining order is now. So what happens is, you go in front of a judge. Both parties have to go in front of a judge, and the one party has to prove why he or she thinks they're in imminent danger. Okay, and for anybody that wants to see the restraining order, it's public knowledge, and I have a PDF of it, and I'll get it to people. However, maybe I'll put a link in the description or whatnot. You'll be able to see the ridiculousness that went into this restraining order. Like I said, it's public. It's a public document, so you're allowed to see it and peruse it and see how he abused and literally raped the judicial system, taxpayers' money, time, and everything with this bogus restraining order attempt. It did get thrown out. I didn't even have to show up, and it got thrown out. Other people showed up. There were other people that actually showed up that had it against them, and that's how we got the information, because she was in there, and the judge just said, "Yeah, I'm dismissing this. There's nothing to see here. Move along. It's done. It's over," and that's it. Do your own research. Ask an attorney what actually happens in that instance, and he or she will tell you, yep, it's pretty much, the judge says yes or no, and if they say no, it's a done deal. It never existed. It's bullshit. And that's what happened. So it is gone, it is done, and that's all there is to it. Oh, taken. I think I privatized them after I found out that the restraining order got thrown out, which, by the way, you'll read in the PDF. It had, there was very specifically a clause in there that said, nope, he is allowed to say whatever the F he wants. That is his First Amendment right. If he wants to talk about you on social media, if he wants to make videos, blah, 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 I'm paraphrasing, but it said, nope, we will temporarily make it so that he can't come within, I think, 100 feet, something like that. Ridiculous. Oh, and then the criminal asked for $5,000 if it went to court to reimburse him. Okay? Always looking for an angle. Right to the very end.
Started receiving death threats.
I was specifically told by a member of my management team that they had received a call that somebody who knew contractors in the United States had heard my name come across the board, that a contract had been put out on me. The whole point of this is not just about making a movie, it's about making a stand. It's about standing up. And the biggest disappointment for me is that really nobody from the Hollywood community has said, we're going to stand with you. I'm only one man. I can only speak on what I know for sure. And what I know for sure is that Hollywood protects a group of pedophiles who are still working within our industry. Now, I'm sure there's much more famous and renowned ones that I don't even know about, because I see them coming out on the news every day. But the ones I do know about, the only way that I can be helpful is to tell my story without any barriers put upon me. And the only way to do that, since I've already tried doing it through a book and the publishers wouldn't have it, the only way to get the true story out is through a film. That's the only way I can not get sued and not get shot.
For now, Corey has his sights set on raising the $1 million he needs to tell his story.
So it's very important to me that people understand I am doing this for maximum exposure. We want to get as much truth out in this amount of time that we can. But once this is done, and once we've got the money for the film, I'm not going to continue talking about it because there's no point in it. I've given all the information to the police at this point on record, and they still said they're doing nothing with it. People must remember that they've got to tune in to whatever it is that they consider their higher power and ask within themselves, what is this man really trying to achieve? I didn't need the fame. I didn't need the success. And if anything, I sabotaged my own career to do this. What's the upside?
Basically, what happened to us in Louisiana caused a chain reaction of events. Next day, basically, we had one of the girls from the band quit. No means to go forward, and so while we're kind of figuring out what we're going to do with the rest of the tour, we have a near-death experience the next day. And
same direction. They both were monster trucks. I don't know if you have monster trucks in Australia.
We're aware of them.
And we're walking through the crosswalk, and we see them, and it's at that point where they should have slowed down, where instead they didn't slow down. They both, at the same time, hit their accelerators. We're talking 80 miles an hour. We were at the white line part in between the two lanes. My security puts his arm around my waist, and somehow we, in synchronicity, move our bodies left, right, and left, and then jump.
It's like the Matrix.
Like the Matrix. Those people had the intention of killing somebody that day. Hi everybody, this is Corey Feldman. I'm coming to you with a brand new video. I didn't plan on making another one of these videos, and I was quite frankly hoping I wouldn't have to. The campaign, after all, ended, 3 months ago. And once it ended, I figured I would be done with this and all of this harassment, the targeted harassment, would stop. But it hasn't stopped. In fact, it's intensified. This group of people has been taunting and terrorizing us on a daily basis. They call themselves the Wolf Pack. And they're out there making these scandalous, sensational, lying videos about me, about my wife, and about the whole situation like that. It's not just the videos, but we get blackmail threats. We get threats that they're going to make up lies and go to the Time's Up lawyers. We get threats that they're going to take me to the labor board for money that's not owed to them. It's a continuous ball of perpetuated lies that they just keep making up to try and paint some picture that I'm this terrible person. So I want to start off by giving you guys the facts of the situation surrounding the stabbing that happened last week. I want to things that have been misconstrued in the media, and my wife and I want to set the record straight by putting all of the details out there so you guys can understand what's really happening and judge for yourselves. First of all, there's been a lie that has been strewn about saying that I was never, I was attacked, but there was no flesh wound, and that I was not penetrated, and that there's no, laceration. These are all lies. lies. They're unequivocal lies. Now, I sent a video to TMZ showing that the police were identifying the mark, that they were photographing the mark, and that they were using a little slider measurer thing to see how the width and the depth of the mark were, okay? Obviously, it's a small mark. We're not questioning that, but it does exist. And I want you all to know that. So I've brought forth this paperwork. Now, I want you to understand something. There's something called the HIPAA regulations. The HIPAA regulations basically state that no medical facility is allowed to show my medical results to the media, to any request from any personal person. It just doesn't work that way. They're not allowed to. It's illegal. So, first of all, anybody that's claiming that they've got results back and that I'm good to go and I'm safe is a lie. Okay? They can't do that. And it can't. Okay, they can't do that. And it can't be in the police report either, because the specific things that I was tested for that we're most concerned with, such as if a disease was put into my body, or some kind of poison, those things don't even show up for anywhere from 2 to 5 months in your body. Okay, so there's no way we could have those results because they don't exist. Secondly, the poisons that we're most worried about if I was injected are both untraceable and irreversible. We'll get more into that in a minute. But for now, I wanted to show you the exact paperwork from the night that I went into the hospital. As you can see, we went to Kaiser Permanente. Here's the date that we were there. On top of it, I want to take you down to here where it says today's visit. The reason for the visit was a stab wound. The diagnosis, puncture wound of abdominal wall. On top of that, these are the lab tests that they took to see what was in my body and what wasn't.
And the date was on the 27th, last Tuesday.
Correct. Well, actually, that was Wednesday morning. On top of it, we also have all of this stuff up here, which says, please start to medicate for HIV preparation, okay, within 72 hours, which means in case there was HIV on the needle. They already did the test. They already proved that I don't have HIV in my system at this time. But again, those results would take 6 months to show up. So they gave me some medicine to prevent the HIV from ever starting. But it would make me sick for a month. So I chose not to take that medicine, letting you all know. On top of all that, we also have a witness who notified us that they had tried to reach out to the police, but they never got an interview. My lawyer spoke with that witness. The witness is a fire engineer who works at the local fire station that happened to see the event, and it was seen by him and another engineer and a captain at that fire station. So we have 3 witnesses who saw the event take place, and we're hoping that the police will be talking to them very soon. That there may be some video surveillance footage of the event as it took place. So there's that. Additionally, I want everybody to know that I am taking all of this information, gathered with information that I've been collecting for about 6 months now, to prove the collusion between 30 or 40 people who have created a conspiracy calling themselves the Wolf Pack and terrorizing my family on a daily basis. And it's not just my family they're terrorizing. They're also terrorizing my fans, my supporters, people like yourselves, and you know who you are, because you've had to open the door and have a surprise of somebody showing up at your doorstep, picking up the phone and having somebody call you in your real phone number. I mean, this has been happening across the board. Phone number. I mean, this has been happening across the board. And I've gotten reports that people have been sent to the hospital also in other places. Hospital also in other places. So this is a very, very serious situation that's affecting many people. These people are relentless. They will stop at nothing. I've had to hire lawyers. I've gone to the hospital. I've had 2 attacks on my life in the past 6 months, whether they're related or not. We don't know that they're related. There is a very good chance that what happened was a random event and some gang members just tried to stab me for no reason. But there's also a very good chance that this was a coordinated attempt. We won't know until we get those perpetrators under arrest. And I'm hoping that that happens very soon and these people can be brought to justice and we can question them and find out exactly why they were there or how it all went down. But in the meantime, I'm putting all this information together and I'm documenting it all and I'm putting it into a succinct operation, some type of documentary movie or something like that, so I can show everybody, including the legal system, including all of you, the facts of how it went all down, and so that you can hear for the first time the full truth about how my best friend was raped. Because let me tell you, it's all connected. Somebody's fighting to keep that information from getting out, and I'm going to prove to you who it is that's trying to stop it.
In November 1987, the Coreys were slated to star in License to Drive, a lighthearted story about a kid who fails his driver's license exam. Though they were a proven duo on screen, Feldman and Haim were not above a little competition, especially when it came to the lead role of Les Anderson.
With License to Drive, we were both up for Les, and they came to me at a certain point and said, you know what, we're not going to give you the part of Les. We're thinking about giving it to Corey Haim. And I was like, God, you know, I mean, I'm tired of this little bitch coming in and taking all my roles. It was not like, hey, here we go again, the 2 Coreys, let's go make a movie. It wasn't like that.
The director for a part.
He said, well, I got this guy named Dinger, gonna play Dinger. And I said, Dinger? I said, well, since I'm wearing the leather jackets and the hair spiked, I had leather at this point, and since the hair's spiked and I'm kind of funky punky, sure, I'll play a guy named Dinger.
Oh, not again! So, at least this time I was the lead, you know, and he got to play the second fiddle.
Dream wrapped, Haim and Feldman were burned out and decided they needed a break from each other.
It got so insane that I said, you know what, we're not working together anymore. That's it, I'm done. I mean, I love Corey. He's great. He's awesome. But, you know, I walk down the street and people call me Corey Haim, you know.
It's all based on real emotions. All of it. Screw it. Here's why I'm pissed at Feldman. I mean, I'm not going to tell you the whole story. It's just he knew the whole time. I'm assuming I was in Lost Boys 2. It's already been aired. I'm not. So I had to produce that emotion about a half hour later, which I produced in the office off camera, you know. And I just had to breathe. And it was a bad day for me, you know. And until whatever ago, you know, there was no Lost Boys 2 without me. So, to me, that's just a backstab. So, I have issues right now. Another guy in the world named Corey, that's all. You know how it is when you have an old brother? You know? But, nah, man, he's cool. I don't even think he knows there's a problem. Yeah, that's how messed up that boy is. I'm just tired of him right now, man. It's cool. Is there a way I can reach through the camera and actually dig in? Okay. MTV Live! BAM!
Close the door.
What?
It's going to take a lot of development. And I'm a little bit concerned about whether this is the right move right now. Because first of all, it means I don't think Corey's going to be able to leave. I think he's going to have to stay here. I'm just telling you.
He can't stay here.
Even if he doesn't stay in the house, even if he stays at a hotel and
Even if he's at a hotel somewhere in town, he'll be here. He can't stay here.
Hi. Can I interject for a minute? I'm sorry, I don't mean to be eavesdropping, but that's wrong.
What's wrong?
No, I'm just
I
saying.
stayed for that meeting for this?
All
I'm
she was
saying
saying is that she
can't
Whatever,
stay
dude.
here.
I'm calling a cab.
I'm
and
saying you stay here.
Come on. I know,
That's all.
Susan, I heard that very clearly. And you know what? I don't need to be here. I could leave.
You guys.
No, this is your
guys.
problem, not you guys. This is your problem. But I mean, your wife, man, like being in the middle.
Dude, we just had a good meeting.
Right.
Everything's fine. What's
Dude,
the
great guy, great meeting. I don't give a about that. I give a about this family. You understand that?
He's telling me about what's going on, and that you
I
may
heard
need to be
that.
around for a long time. And I'm going, no.
He can't
and
stay.
You.
What am I, like a germ?
I don't need your attitude.
Okay, so
I
you're
don't.
his wife. You could talk to me. I don't think so.
I don't need your attitude.
Susie,
Dude, you guys gotta calm down.
Your wife on a leash, man. She's pissing me off now.
Dude,
Yeah,
that's
what?
my wife.
Yeah, so what? You back her up all the time?
Yes, I back her up all the time.
We're a team.
Okay.
You don't have a team, so you don't understand.
Why are you such a bitch?
Hey, watch me, dude.
Look,
What the
do not accept me. Corey,
You don't call my wife a
you want to step? You want to step? I will knock you out, kid.
Hey,
You don't want to do this with me.
Stop it.
Do you understand that?
It's not worth it.
You don't want to do this. You don't want to, dude. I will kill you, girl.
mess you up.
Stop.
Susan,
Stop.
get out of the middle.
Want to go outside?
It's not worth it.
I don't know what the is going on with you and Susie, but I'm done with it. Do you understand me? And that's it. It's over, okay? You need to go. I need my time, and she definitely needs her time, but I'm not ending it like this.
Okay, look. I'm gone.
You all right?
I'm fine.
I can destroy you right now, and you know it.
Corey, I'm sitting
And
right here.
I don't need to
Go
do
ahead.
that. I don't have to do that.
Corey, I'd love to see you even attempt to do something like that.
Are you kidding me?
Do I look like I'm kidding you right
You're
now?
an easy target, bro.
I'm right here. Let's do this. I'm right here. Hit me with the hardest bull you got.
Now, why would I want to try and hurt you?
Corey, you opening up to the world about me having a knife in my pocket. And the reason I wear this, man, is like to cover up some scars I have. Because, like, I used to cut into myself. Because it's a way to feel. I hear. And, like, mentioning that, you just rip the envelope, man. I'll go you one better. You let me get around in my life, man, raped, so to speak, when I was about 14 and a half, and I'm saying this right now, by a guy you still hang out with, and tell me I'm 14 and a half, take responsibility. You know exactly what I'm talking about. What'd you do, man, when you saw that going down when I was 14 to me? What'd you do? You knew about it. Besides being his best friend. What'd you do? What'd you do? Tell us what you did, man.
I believe
Lines of cocaine with me. God bless you.
You want to talk about the truth? Okay, well, then let's talk about the truth. I was being molested at the same time by somebody else. What'd you do? What'd you do?
Talk to you about it.
You talked to me about it?
Yeah, sure. You told me while I was sleeping, this happened, this happened. I'm like, dude,
right.
You weren't sleeping? Yeah, I was sleeping. Tried to talk to you about it.
Yeah.
Sure.
Were you sleeping?
I was awake, Corey. I was very aware of what's going on with me. Sorry, we might take this to go.
Okay.
Would be the probably smartest thing to do.
You know what?
Corey,
you want to put all that
here,
on the
man,
table? You want about all that?
Put you in the ground, kid.
Okay.
Really, it's not good. Me around you's got you nothing for my health, man. You're really, 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 really up in your head, kid. And I really don't want to be your friend anymore. I can't. I can't. It's not that I don't want to be. I can't.
Well, that's where it's at.
I can't.
There's a tennis shoe. Long one. Oh, guess he's not here.
Let's just leave him a note.
Leave him a note. That should do it. Okay. Try again later.
Try to get up. Corey, we stopped by to say hi. We're gonna grab a bite to eat. We'll be back afterwards. Happy days, Corey and Susie. Stay off my property! This is a very big mistake for him to be doing this. As a matter of fact, stay the off my property. Don't touch my shoes, man.
Okay, he's here now.
Stay the out.
I'm sure you got our note. I left it right in his shoe.
You.
Did he really throw the shoe down here again?
Oh.
You serious?
Oh. Maybe he really didn't want them by his front door. Oh.
Yeah?
Shoe delivery.
Hey, Corey, man, you know what? The best thing to do is just get in your car and go the away.
I guess you don't want the shoe?
Take them. Probably need more than I do. They're yours.
Open the door.
Corey, you call me again, man, I'm gonna you up. You understand? You call me again, I'm gonna drop you now, man. Right the now.
What is going on, dude?
You got a problem?
What are you doing?
You do an intervention for me yesterday?
It wasn't an intervention. It wasn't an intervention.
Whatever it was.
It was a get-together of friends.
Okay, I need to speak. I don't want you guys to speak at all. I really don't.
Intervention.
Hey, man, look.
It's a two-way
you
street,
have-
dude.
No.
Two-way
You. Okay,
Oh,
forget
really?
all. Yeah, really. You. You.
Let's go.
Good, go. Get the out of my house. Don't come back and don't call me.
I won't. If you want to push your friends away, that's
What was the intervention for, man? It wasn't a
intervention.
It doesn't matter.
It matters.
You took it into your own hands and embarrassed me. Get out of my house.
Don't worry, I will.
Get out of my place. Just
You know what?
leave.
Dude,
Get the out.
Something. I will leave. It's over. Therapy is over.
Yes, get out. Get out of here, man.
I'm done.
Get out of my house.
I hope you and your pill bottle are happy.
Yeah. Is that me or you, Susie? And you know what? You should be like a
yourself,
prima
dude.
donna.
Yourself, all done is always.
Don't even waste breath.
Oh, I'm a bitch. That's fine.
In my house.
I'm f***ing done. I'm f***ing done. I've done everything I can to help the guy. He's pathetic.
He is pathetic.
It's over.
Don't knock him out, dude. Do not knock him
Go! Go kill yourself. See if I f***ing care.
Don't come around here anymore, okay? It's where I live. Stay the f away from where I live.
Yeah. Take another pill, dude. Take another pill. Go some more people over.
Good performance, Corey.
It's not a performance. That's a fact.
Okay, Jack. Yeah, you know me.
Don't call your
No.
mother.
I've tried to care about
What did you say about my mother, Susan?
You.
Dude, get the f out of here, man. That's insulting about the mother thing. This is a personal. Get the f out of here.
Mother has made your life hell, dude.
Oh, and your mom's great. Your alcoholic mother that f***ed your life up? Your mom's great. Yeah, the crack-smoking drunk, your mom. So, yeah.
I love your mom, but she enabled your to be a drug addict, lying child. Oh,
Wow.
You're so mature, you fucking piece of dude. Oh.
It's over. Done.
Talk about my mother again. He pulls around again. I'm throwing a f***ing rock through his f***ing windshield at her forehead. And I'm wrapped with Feldman. I will not allow him or his wife to affect me. They're ugly people to me. They're ugly people to me, man.
Strong enough to break the world in two.
We're done forever. That's the last time I will ever see him again.
Strong enough to break the world in two. Are you strong enough to break the world in two? Are you strong enough to break the world in two?
I'm done, man. I'm done. Look at me.
Strong enough to
Got that?
break the world in two.
That my best friend was raped as a child and had never gotten his life back. And because of that, as a result of that, his life was tarnished and traumatized to the point where he ended up taking his own life.